All right, Jeremy, this is either going to be like groundbreaking new stuff or it's going to be obvious that I just didn't realize this thing had existed and I'm just coming around to how fun this sales outreach little new thing is. So I'll start with that.
Full disclosure, I have absolutely no idea what Jag is going to talk about, but I'm pretty excited because I know it's always good stuff.
Yeah, and I probably should have shared it with you. That way you would have been able to check me that this is old news. But anyways, um, let's go back a little bit. Let's go switch over to think about like Facebook ads back in the day. And they were a lot of fun because you could do like psychographic filters, like find me surfers who are married, right, and have kid, whatever. You could do
Who
this
like
on
this
Sales
page?
Navigator.
Yeah.
Who like this page on Sales Navigator? Like, we had something kind of like it with the LinkedIn groups. Remember that? Like
Mm-hmm.
for a while,
Yeah, I had
you
one.
could just go into Sales Navigator and throw in any LinkedIn group, and it would filter results by the group members. But about, depending when this is released, about 6 or 7 months ago, LinkedIn removed that ability to actually filter by groups you don't belong to. Now you have to be in the group in order to do that, right? And so I feel like we lost some of that old school Facebook filters. But let's talk about this new slash not new thing that I just discovered like a couple weeks ago. Um, Jeremy, if I wanted to say like, dude, let's target business owners, maybe sales VPs that really
All
like
right.
Alex Hormozi.
Okay.
How would you do that?
I'll probably look at all the comments of Alex. Like there's so many of them anyway,
Right.
and just basically scrape, whoever's leaving a comment on Alex and
Yeah.
just say like, hey, since you seem to like, Alex content,
That's
whatever.
yeah. That's cool, but what if I said they have to be in the US and like just do it in a way that doesn't make you want to rip your hair out because it's so
Oh, I know
painful
how.
to do it that process, right?
I'll just go to salesbread.com, I think.
Appreciate it.
And
Well,
ask
look
my friend.
now it's actually really fun to do stuff like this. Let me do my screen share. Do you want to put
Yeah,
some time on
sure.
the clock? I
Of
mean, the
course.
funny thing, Jeremy, when I share my screen, you'll see my batteries at 12%.
All right, let's
So
do
running
it.
this microphone, that means we're gonna have
I don't need a
max two
timer.
minutes. All right, but look, watch this. This really in Jack's LinkedIn, and I'm getting yelled at by my notifications here. But cool, this is Jeremy. Now you can sort. Now you can sort. You can search by creators.
Wow.
So I just
Oh
plugged
yeah,
in,
because Alex is a creator, of course.
huh? But you don't even have to be like that creator in order to come up. But the cool thing is, in theory, now you can. Again, this is weird because I'm on the LinkedIn basic search. It's like
Mm.
it's going to
Can you
be
try
annoying
me?
paying for Sales Navigator, but Sales Navigator doesn't have this filter. But if you click on this all filters things, now you can go like in compare
Oh,
this to
nice.
post scraping. So you can go, all right, US, um, and let's do title as CEO, right? And
Sweet.
now isn't this fun? Like now you can see, all right, show me all the CEOs in the US that like Alex Hormozi and build a list off this.
How would you change Alex Hormozi with, let's say, me, for example? How would you? Oh, you just type the name here.
Let's find you.
You probably
There
need
you
all
are.
the
I
name.
found
All.
you.
Okay, got
That's
it.
okay. Let's see what comes up. So it's look how cool this is. So people in my second degree are coming up, but also like people in third degree show up as well. And
Hmm.
so I
Yeah, you
can
can even
kind of,
filter. Yeah, first, second, and third degree.
yeah, there you go. I wonder, I mean, we have so many people. Oh, sure enough. I mean, yeah, here's a few third or here's ones, but
Nice.
basically that helps us because we know maybe for the first time. And again, if you're listening, you're like, dude, this is old news. You can tell me that's safe, but we're now able to target in a way that used to be a pain in the ass by doing the post scraping. right? And I just kind of want to pause for a second and say, what doors does this open up? Um, and I'm curious what comes to mind on your side. Maybe nothing, right? And I will put an asterisk saying this isn't something that you're going to use on every campaign, but does any fun, practical, let me try something out idea pop up?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The thing that comes up to my mind is that what do you do next? Like, do you do like a search on LinkedIn? Like, because this is normal LinkedIn, that's not Sales Navigator, right?
Yeah, good point.
No
So what I'll
problem.
do is I will just take this basic search URL and export the people there,
Okay.
right? So
What would you
it,
use? Like something like Phantom Buster or whatever, like,
yeah, I
or
mean,
whatever the tool you're using for doing outreach,
pick your tool du jour.
right?
All it needs to do is be able to export a basic search, which frankly, a lot of them do. And so the cool thing is, um, once you put into a CSV file, I think that's like starting point. You can enrich it with
Mm.
email addresses. You can queue it up for outreach, but um, it's almost mind-boggling how effective it is to get people that have followed certain creators, right? And I just got a low battery thing, so I'm it's going to push me to be more focused. But Jeremy, think about this for a second. So let's say like, all right, Alex Hormozi, let's find CEOs. Great, there's still 100 pages, 25 people per page, is whatever that is,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
huge.
2,500. What I think is really fun is now imagine let's let's do like how do you call it, like cross threading, where I would say, all right, let me download all the CEOs in the US that follow Alex Hormozi, so I know they're into like lead generation, outreach, kind of bro marketing. But then what if I did a second search to say, all right, show me those that also follow Tony Robbins or something, that
Okay, and you
like
join the
we
two.
know they're,
Mm.
or Gary V, exactly, right?
Mm.
And so if you could merge these, you would then have like two beliefs mapped to this buyer, which sounds like a lot of fun for cold outreach, because you're now bringing Facebook psychographics into the play for the first time in a while.
The thing I really like about that is when you're actually following a specific content creator, the content
Yeah,
creator usually has a sort of like style to communicate.
right.
So you know that if they are following Alex Hermosi, they're probably like the sort of like style that is like, very laid
Brash.
back, very,
Yeah,
yeah, bro, like
yeah,
very. So you could effectively use that and they won't like sort of like get offended, right? And then the other
that's
thing you
true.
could potentially do, which I really like as well, is if you know they like Alex Hermosi and let's say Gary V, for example, you could contact them saying like, hey, the sort of like I see you're like liking Hermosi whatever, but
Yeah,
then you say like a PS about something about Gary V, as in like, oh, you're also kind of like you're in my tribe suddenly.
there
I
you
think that could
go.
be pretty cool.
So there's
And
a
we're only
campaign,
talking
right?
two. You could do like with five, like
It
overlapping people.
it's pretty. I'm glad this gets your blood moving too. I'm glad it's not just me. So let's get practical here. One of the ways I've been using this approach is a client of ours is doing a physical event, right? They're like bringing a certain job title to an event. One of the things that opened up now is we can find everyone that is following the speakers
That's
and say,
brilliant.
all right, well, they're already into what they have to say,
That's
and we can
brilliant.
build an invite list off of that. Like imagine a webinar where you already know who likes one of the speakers. Like that's such a slam dunk. Like, oh, if you're following them, you'd enjoy our webinar. You want a link.
Or promoting an event. You look at all the keynote speakers. Off you go. You look at the
Yeah,
location, and then you say like, "Hey, this guy is speaking."
it's so
Nice.
much fun. So I hope that even if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, that's interesting, but I don't have anything that comes to mind. That's completely fine because you're going to start like toying around with what creator or influencer or imagine you phrase it this way, Jeremy. Like, what if the team at LinkedIn just gave you the keys to their database and they're like, all right, you can find anyone based on any search you want, right? Like use that
It's
as a beginning starting point to say, all right, who would be really fun to see who follows this individual and what overlaps can you tie into to just make outreach a lot more fun? You know,
yeah.
there's 2 minutes left. We usually go over, but no, it's
So
just a fun
yeah,
idea.
I think that's it. You know, if Jack disappears at some point, we'll know why.
And I got 7%. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh, good.
Um, so all
You're
right.
rocking.
Thank you. Basically, you haven't seen this feature yet. I have a funny feeling they released it a couple weeks ago because
Let me
when it
check.
came through, I'll tell you a quick story, Jeremy. I had a consult with a client who wanted to reach, let's say, it, it's not your typical campaign, but imagine CEOs that um, follow Burning Man, right? The event.
Yep.
Um, that's that's almost an impossible list to build. Except when I went in and toyed around, I said, "Let me see what I can find out." I It was like the heavens opened up and created this like uh, creator filter, and I could just type in related people that match the Burning Man concept. That's the first time I saw it, but I had to laugh because it was like the moment I needed it most, it appeared. But
Nice. It's kind of like, yeah, you're right. It does remind you to the old Facebook time where you could effectively build an audience with actual interest.
that's right. But I remember, I don't know, and we're getting off topic here, but I don't even know if Facebook allowed you to match like two pages that they liked at the same time. I remember every time you added a page, it would get larger, not smaller.
Mm,
Right. So I think if you can export multiple versions of this and kind of cross map, you could see how many people like really are aligned with your brand and then connect with them. Um,
got
I
it.
like that LinkedIn went this way. And I wonder if this is a sign of more of that to come. Maybe they're trying to compete with Meta's advertising and they want to be able to, grab different slices of markets that are beyond just the job title. Now it's
Yeah, that's
kind of encouraging, right?
that's a fair point. Do you mind just reminding us again how do we actually get to this filter?
Sure thing. So let's do that screen share one more time. 13 seconds, MacGruber. So if you hit the all filters button
And how do
and
we
just
come to this
scroll,
filter? We come through.
this is just like the basic search here.
Okay, got it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and
got
as long
it.
as you're on the people tab, hit that
Got it.
all filters. You got to be on people or else it doesn't work. And then just scroll to the middle and say followers of. You can only put one at a time,
Nice.
but it doesn't matter because you can export it as
Yep,
needed.
fantastic.
Cool. Dig it.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us that. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'm gonna play with it.
Yeah, you need to. It's a lot of fun. All right. Let's sign off now before I lose power. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jack. You're awesome.
All right.
All right.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.